Ya'juj and Ma'juj is actually, for our modern times, I would say, one of the most, if not the most problematic.
Did he say problematic? I thought Islam solved problems. It turned to be Islam itself is a problematic. I mean, you cannot even find a solution for a stupid story in the Quran, and Islam can solve your problem. So you listen to the Quran, you get dizzy. You don't know what the Quran is talking about, and you lose yourself. Listen carefully. So the most problematic issue in the Quran is what? Gog and Magog.
Of the signs of Judgment Day. And it has caused many of our youth to question, to doubt. I myself have met people that have actually left Islam because of these types of tales. And we have to be honest and frank and not pretend as if this doesn't exist. Perhaps some of you are not accustomed to hearing people speak like this, but my philosophy is different.
Like, you know, Yasser Qadi, he's saying to you, excuse my language again. Again, if you are a Christian, you have sensitive with language, just leave. Today, I'm going to tell you the true shit about Islam. Brother, we have a lot of shit in the Quran. We have holes in the narrative. We have shitty stories, which nobody can explain and nobody can believe in it. And this shitty brother, which is like a lot of shit, is going to make a lot of Muslims leave Islam. Because people now today is educated. How in the world I'm going to to convince somebody that such a story is something to believe? That's a lot of shit. Did I say the word shit? No. Excuse me, Christians who they are sensitive. So let us listen to more shitty explanation. He's trying supposedly to fix the shit of the Quran by saying what? We don't believe in it.
We are dealing with the crisis of people leaving our faith, our own children, our own young men and women. And of the reasons why is that we are not answering some of these issues that they bring, and we dismiss them.
And now after watching for 2 hours his video, did he answer them? If you go right now and search refuting Yasser Qadi on Gog and Magog, you will find 1 million videos. Did you solve it? You made the Muslims more way confused.
The issue of Ya'juj and Ma'juj is something that doesn't just occur in the hadith. It is explicit in the Quran.
Oof.
Standard medieval interpretation of Ya'juj and Ma'juj is the following. This is what you find in Ibn Kathir. You find it in the tafsir literature of As-Samarqandi and of Al-Tha'labi. And basically, this is the mainstream interpretation for our classical and middle ages of Islam. If you look at any book of tafsir, any book of history, the notion was the following. Ya'juj and Ma'juj are a bizarre, exotic tribe in the nether regions of the world that have been trapped by Dhul Qarnayn thousands of years ago, and they're still trapped to this day. That Ya'juj and Ma'juj are a living tribe, blocked to this day behind the wall that was built 4,000, 5,000 years ago. That wall miraculously is still there. People can see on the one side, and on the other side you have these savages that Allah knows how they're eating, drinking, replicating, whatnot, and they're still there for eons and eons and eons. Dare I say, anybody who knows science and geography and modern civilization, you cannot believe that there is a tribe for 4,000 years trapped behind a wall.
But isn't this what your prophet said? In the Quran and in the Hadith? I mean, so he's trying now to save the Muslims. And this guy, he have a degree, I think he have a PhD, I don't know, I think he's an engineer, right? So, like, who's going to believe in this? And the wall is made from copper and steel. If there is a wall, can it stand the test of time? Yasser Qadi?
I mean, if you believe this, that's...
If you believe this, you are some four. Huh? If you believe in this, you are potato. Just let me tell you, I'm being honest with you. Let me tell you, let me give it to you as a Christian prince, he says. You are a potato if you believe in this. Okay? But this is what your prophet said. And this is what the Quran is saying. Isn't it the Quran says, Allah speaking in the Quran saying, Zul Qarnayn, he built a wall between us and them. And then in the day of judgment, they will come out. The Quran saying that. Hold on, let us go to the Quran. Maybe the Quran did not say that. Maybe Christian Prince is fabricating. This is the Quran. This is the Quran. Chapter 18, verse number 94, speaking about the whole story. And we will find when they will be released. Chapter 21, verse number 96, it says, when Gog and Magog, حتى إذا فتحت يأجوج ومأجوج وهم من كل حدب ينسلون. So if you go to chapter 21, it says clearly that this will happen in the judgment day, in the end of the time, that Gog and Magog, they will let loose from their barrier. This guy, he denied the Quran. This guy, he tried to solve the problem by denying what the Quran is saying. As you see, it's in front of you. And this is talking about the day of judgment, talking about the punishment of those who worship Allah and hell, as you see, you know, talking about Jahannam, which Muhammad, you need to ask yourself, if Allah is God, where he got the word Jahannam from? Muhammad, where do you steal your word from? The valley of Jahannam is in your Quran. Why? So, brother, when Gog and Magog, they will let loose, Yasir Qadi, he don't want to believe that those are still until now alive. He is saying to you that every single Islamic scholar explanation does not make sense. But this is what the Quran is saying, this is what Muhammad is saying. As an example, even Muhammad, he claimed that in his time, Gog and Magog, they open a hole in the size of a finger, and that was scaring the hell of Muhammad. He said, we to the Arab. By the way, this is a proof that Islam was for the Arab and was always for the Arab. The Prophet, SAWS, this is kind of a sexual disease, saying, we to the Arab, because of evil which has drawn near, he will escape the strain of his hand. Okay, what is talking about? What Muhammad is talking about? Hold on. We to the Arab. Now this is more clear. It's about Gog and Magog. They just open a hole in the wall in the size of the anal of Muhammad. It's in front of you. And this is a proving of a false prophecy of Muhammad, because Muhammad, he claimed that the opening of the hole in the wall will happen very soon. Do you see it? Which means day of judgment is very soon. That's why the Quran says the moon is split, دانت الساعة واقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. The judgment day is near and the moon is split. So this was the start of judgment day. And now Muhammad, confirming more signs, says, listen, Gog and Magog, who they are restrained behind the wall from thousands of years ago by Zul Qarnayn, the man with the two horns, which is Alexander the Great, today, this day, they open a hole. It's in front of you. And when you say, we to the Arab, and nothing will happen, that means what? That means Muhammad is a fraud. Is that correct? The Muslim, did he say that? Or and why he's frightened? Read with me carefully. He was so frightened. Frightened from what? This man have mental illness. When you say he was frightened, I mean, how you know a person is so frightened? What is the symptoms of somebody is frightened? You know, let us focus in this word. Any Muslim can help us? Why he is so scared? Not only scared, I mean, scared doesn't describe. Frightened is a different word. Why is he frightened? That means they are there. This guy, he believed really, he's terrified himself. And not only that, that means he is not sure of protection of Allah. Otherwise, why I will be frightened? If you go to the video of Nu'man Khan, says to you, Islam solve your problem. You go to Muhammad, Muhammad himself is frightened.